All right, so what I'm going to show you now is how I set up all my rap vocal mixes. Um, the reason why this is important is is it makes things organized, as well as it frees up a lot of resources on your computer, so you don't have to have a lot of effects on multiple tracks. Um, so the most important thing when starting a session is setting up your buses and your aux sends or aux tracks. And this can be, what I'm showing you right now is where I start. Certainly not where I finish. Sometimes it is. Sometimes the song is it's all it calls for, but um, it's a good starting point. That's for sure. Um, and I do my songs with main vocal, backup or doubles, and then ad libs for my verses. Um, hooks are going to be different. But so what I always start off with, since I know that I'm going to do my verses like that, is I start off with three buses, one to send all my main vocals to, one to send my backup vocals, and then the other to send my ad libs to. And this is done real easily. You just go up to track, new, and I actually like to create three buses and two aux sends for one for reverb, one for delay, um, and all these. So there's gonna be five of them total. I want them all stereo, and they're all aux input tracks, but I dedicate three of those to be buses, and there's a difference. Um, Buses get the entire signal. Um, the whole thing is being sent to that bus. In aux, a portion of the signal is being sent to that channel, and then you can affect just a portion of it and still have your main track, playing, next to it, kind of like parallel processing. Um, I don't know, but that's, you have to do some research on that. I don't want to, make this video too long. Anywho, we've got five stereo aux input tracks. Create. Now we've got them all sitting here in the green. Now three of these I'm going to dedicate as buses. So first one, I'll create aux bus or vox bus for my main vocals, and dubs bus, and ad lib bus. All right. And this one will be the reverb, and this one delay. All right. Now, to turn these first three into buses, we go to the input and of Pro Tools. It says no input. We want we want bus 1 2, and then the next one input. I go ahead. I just go straight down the line. All right. Now, once we've set up the inputs to these buses, the output are all going out the main outs of the interface. But at this point, we can send our tracks to their corresponding buses. And I know, see down here on the output of that track, this is the main vocal for elbow. It's going out 1 and 2, which is, coming out my monitors, but I want it to go to this bus first. The bus will eventually send it out the monitors, but I want it to go to this bus first so I can, affect it. go ahead, bus 1 and 2, and then the next one, we'll do the next one down because that's for the backups. And we just go ahead and we do this all down the line. I'll even do it for Rockets. Even though he's a different person, I'll send him to the same bus at first. I'll eventually, create his own buses. But for the sake of this video, we'll go ahead and do that just to show you, instead of having effects on each of these channels, I can have more effects on just that one bus, throw all these to it, and it saves my computer a lot of resources so that I can, do a lot more with the mix or edits or whatnot. So it's not like it's not a huge trick that people don't know about, but if you don't know about it, it can be a game changer. I know it was for me when I first started doing it. So basically, yeah, you just go and you route everything to it. And then at that point, what I'll do is I'll, and I haven't thrown any effects on these because I don't want to show y'all, what I do exactly to these tracks. But yeah, at this point, you can, throw in, your EQs, compressors, whatever you want to throw in on these tracks. And then they will be, all these audio tracks down below will all be sent to these corresponding buses and get those effects, rather than putting those effects on each one of these tracks. It's it's kind of a big deal if you're not doing it. And then what I'll do is, once I have, these things sent to their buses, I can actually go out the sends of these buses and send them to the reverb. And like I said, this is just sending a portion of that to the reverb. So rather than having reverb on all these tracks, I can have one reverb and send all the tracks to it. And I've got a lot more flexibility in regards to mixing, because it's not on the actual audio track. I can turn the reverb down independently from that, or up depending on what's needed. Same thing goes with the delay. So you would you would put your reverb on that insert point, and then whatever reverb you like to use, send everything to that. If you have another part of the song that requires a different reverb, a lot of times I like to use a different reverb on the backups. Not generally. Most of the time I'll just send them to the same reverb, but send more of it to the reverb, so it kind of makes them sound more in the background. But these are just little tips that you can do once you get the buses set up. But that's it. I just wanted to make this short and sweet. If you have any questions, just post them in comments or whatever. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Peace out.